then, you know what to do with that. So I would put my view in speaker mode. Leanne has a presentation with some great pictures that she's going to share. Let me see if I think of everything else. Yeah, I think that's it. So without further ado, welcome to our second Zoom with Directors Director. This is Leanne Connor. She is coming to us from Jessamine, Kentucky. So I'll ask her to just tell us a bit about herself and her district, and also to let us know that she is safe, being that she is up in Kentucky. So thank you, Leanne. You'll have to unmute so you can talk to us. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thank you. I am Leanne Connor, and I am the director with Jessamine County Schools. We are in Nicholasville, Kentucky. It is right next to Lexington. So we are in the heart of Big Blue Nation. We are fortunate that we were spared serious damage at the storms. We're about 4 hours away from that. But I was telling Tammy, we are on standby from USDA in case they need to get our commodities. I'm sure you're familiar with the emergency procedures in the event they need our food in order to feed the mass people in Western Kentucky. Yes, our managers are very nervous about possibly losing the food that's in their freezers, but people in Western Kentucky need it more. We have a couple weeks we can recover if we need to. But Tammy, if you'd like to start showing those pictures.
Showing. So you are, sorry, hang on a minute. Where is my desktop?
It's gone.
Now it'll get there. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Sure. When I had, oh, I know what it is. You cannot minimize Zoom when you are recording. Well, that's rude. All right, let's try this and this. And now I think, where is my desktop? There it is. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I see what it is. That was still in full mode. Thank you all for being patient with me. All right, are you seeing that now?
Yes, that's the first screen.
Let me put it in view mode here. Woohoo, is that good?
There we go. That is great.
All right, awesome.
So we purchased our sealer machines pretty early when the pandemic began. If you want to switch to the next screen. We originally purchased them so that we could freeze meals and send them home as we were packaging weekly meals. We sent home boxes with 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches ready for kids to eat. So we all know the expense of the individually wrapped items. Plus, we had a lot of bulk items in the freezer. So this gave us an opportunity to use the items we already had and use up what was there versus buying more items, and just make good use of the food that we had in order to feed the kids. This particular picture probably has either a hamburger or a chicken patty on the bun. It has tater tots and corn. So we did send instructions to poke a hole in the film, and they could be microwaved or put in the oven, which was great. It was very easy. And we heard from a lot of families that the kids appreciated having familiar foods because they missed being in school. And this sort of took them right back to school mode as they are doing their virtual learning. So we used the 3 compartment trays that were oven and microwave safe. And then the smaller one is the 4-ounce dessert tray that we used for fresh fruits or canned fruits, the canned peaches, canned diced pears. So that was one application. What is the next slide, please?
The next slide.
This was a brunch for lunch tray that one of our managers came up with. We had the pre-cooked scrambled eggs, and the next smaller portion has the canned USD apples. So we seasoned those with some cinnamon or the cinnamon sprinkles, whatever those are called. You'll know what I'm talking about. And we rolled the USDA deli ham. We put a hash brown and a biscuit. So that took care of a nice meal there. And again, it was oven or microwave safe.
Ready?
Yes. Now, these are some of our grab and go meals that we are currently using at the high schools. It allows us to have meals ready for the kids to come in, just pick it up. It includes their Uncrustable with the meat alternate. It has a cheese stick in it as well. and also the portion of carrots and a half cup portion of USDA applesauce. They are welcome to add a hot vegetable if they'd like to, and of course add a milk. But if that's all they choose, it does count as a reimbursable meal. We also used these last year when we were doing meals in the classroom. And that was during the time when the students weren't coming through the serving lines. So we would prepackage a cold meal and a hot meal. We would take the carts around in the hallways, and the students would come out of each individual classroom, one class at a time, and make a choice from a hot meal or a cold meal. They were all inclusive, and then they could also select their milk. What is the next slide? There's another example of a chicken patty sandwich with corn and tater tots. And this was sealed hot and delivered to the classroom. And next. Okay, so this is a little different application. I was asked to cater one of our board meeting dinners. So I thought this will be great because again, they wanted things prepackaged. It would show off how we're spending our funds and how the students are seeing the meals in the classroom. So I had hoped to make chicken salad on a croissant and include it, but it just wasn't quite deep enough. So that the larger container has a croissant, and I did some fresh vegetables with ranch dip that was in a portion cup to the side. And we used the 14-ounce trays that, again, are oven safe or microwave safe. And I used it to hold a mini bundt cake. I used one for a nice serving of fruit salad, and the other was chicken salad. But it was nice to show the board how our individually wrapped meals are being presented to students and let them see how easy it is to peel back and how it just holds a nice quality product. And I personally love the black containers. It really lets the colors of the food pop and gives good eye appeal. And the next, this is our grab and go peanut butter and jelly meal again. And this one contains a grain instead of a fruit, but it also has grape tomatoes. So it allows us to use what is available from our providers and lets us have the versatility of just using what's available, which is definitely helpful right now as we're all struggling to get the items we really want. What's the next one? That's another picture just showing some carrots and some grape tomatoes along with the Uncrustable and cheese stick. And those packages are standing up on end. And just because of how tightly it's packaged, it looks nice and things don't spill over from one container to the other. And again, it's another grab and go meal. This is a ham and cheese sandwich with sliced cucumbers and cranberries. So it's nice to have the meat alternate, your grain, your vegetable, and your fruit all in one package. Yeah. On the serving lines, we were using our USDA canned salsa because we're struggling to get individually packaged cups. So we were very fortunate to have, those are the 7.5 ounce trays that are sealed there. So it's a half cup salsa. It was really easy to seal and just gives us some options to use our bulk items at a fraction of the cost of buying individually packaged cup items. The next one, again, that's just some more examples of our grab and go meals at the high school level.
Oh, that's good.
That's our merchandiser, and we've got salads on the bottom of that. We've got the deli sandwiches. We have the Uncrustables. So several options of grab and go meals before the students get to the hot meals. So it just lets us offer more choices to the students without overworking our staff while they're serving. And this is our clear 4-ounce dessert trays with sliced cucumbers. This is one of our high schools where they all self-serve. So we do our best to have things wrapped in portions. As you can see, the apples are in bags and sealed, and then the cucumbers portioned, and it gives a much better product than some of the half cup individually packaged portion items you can buy from some of the produce providers. Knowing that we can slice in the morning of and package them, it's a fresher, better quality product for our students.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh. Okay, before I talk about that, I will tell you that we have an elementary school that will be in renovation at the end of this year. So as of spring break, they won't have a kitchen. So we're really going to take advantage of the preferred packaging trays to be able to prepare meals at the neighboring school, stack those in insulated bags, and transport the meals already portioned up to the students. And I like that they'll be able to see what's in the trays versus a styrofoam container where you don't know what's in there. And we will offer 2 or 3 choices to the students, hot meals and cold meals, but to have the meals already portioned in a visible packaging that will stack and transport well in insulated bags, I think it's going to make this renovation much more acceptable for the students and our staff. This year we did wrap a bus to use for our mobile meal feeding. So I just wanted to show it off a little bit. We're proud of it. I think it turned out really well. And it's fun watching the kids as we pull up to summer feeding sites, seeing the colorful bus. And they just think it's the best bus they've ever seen. So there's 2 other pictures of the bus.
Is it on the inside? Is there anything? Is it just transport only? Right.
Yes, it is transport only. For the moment, we have 4 seats in it, and that allowed us to put coolers and boxes in it when we were doing weekly meals at community sites. But in the future, we will convert it so that the kids can eat inside. We're going to put some school bus seats back in it with a table and make it like booth seating. And then against the other side on the inside, we're going to cut one of the long cafeteria tables in half lengthwise. So it'll be like bar seating. They can eat, sit and look out the windows while they eat. But that's to come. We'll see what is allowable for this summer.
One step at a time, right?
Exactly. And our funny thing is we ordered air conditioning units in April last year. So we got the air conditioners in, but we are still waiting on the diesel powered generator to power the air conditioners. It's on back order. Now they're saying estimated delivery July of 22.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. We all survive one way or the other, right?
Yes. Similar. So that's the last slide, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. You said I thought you were in the middle of saying something. I interrupted you. No. Okay. And Alyssa, I'm sorry. No, there she is. Alyssa, I don't know if you can hear me. I apologize that you were in the waiting room. I was in control of a PowerPoint, and that's one thing I'm not quite sure how to do, is admit people and be on the PowerPoint. So apologies, but we are recording. So Leanne had some really great things. So what questions do you all have for Leanne? I love the bus, and love all the things that you've done. Do you have any questions or comments or anything at all? Okay, then let me put this up. I did this before. So if you think of questions later that you have for Leanne or for me, or just, I'm not even going to put that in big mode because you can use your phone. If you want the product guide, then you can just scan that with your phone. If you want to be contacted by us at Preferred Packaging, well, maybe I should make that large so you can see it. It's sales@prefpkg.com. If you just have any questions at all, I'm hoping this Thursday Zoom is designed, to help you with packaging ideas, but it's not just about that. Just like Leanne had her bus idea and she talked about what was going on with, the USDA in response to this emergency situation. So just any ideas or thoughts or things that you can share to help each other. I want that. So ideas, sales, you can send them to that. It'll get to me. Things you'd like to see in the future, questions that you have. Of course, if you're interested in the product, that would be fantastic. But even more than that, I just really want to do this to be able to help you. We do have a loaner program that we have started back up. And at Christy, I do see your question. I'll get to it in 1 second. If you're interested in the loaner program, just send an email or put it in the chat box. And basically what that is if you'll just, pay shipping to get it there and whatever disposables that you want to use, then we'll let you keep it for like a month-ish, a little more if you need it, but just to see, what you think before you decide to invest in it. Can you think of any challenges or anything else Leanne, that you would have to offer about packaging in general, or just anything else that you can think of?
Yeah, it's a simple product to use. I mean, it's not a complicated machine, which is great. My challenge was getting our staff on board. They're a little afraid of new things, but once we worked with them and they realized how much of a time saver it was, that's what it took. They just needed some hands-on time. And I did see the question asking if we just use it at the high schools. Our district has 12 schools, 2 high schools, 2 middles, 6 elementaries. But we own 3 of the machines. And that was purchased just because during the pandemic, that's really what we needed as we were sending meals home, because we were only working out of 3 schools. But for this year, since the students are back in school, the high schools wanted to use it because the grab and go meals, it helps them. The third one right now is at an elementary school. And while it's not really a transportable machine, it's also not that awkward or cumbersome to move. I just put it in the back of a pickup truck to move it. Mm-hmm. So I will be using it to the school next to the one that'll be renovated, and it will then be housed at a middle school in order to provide meals to the elementary school. So if that helps.
Yeah. And when you said it's so it weighs about 70 pounds. And this is the one, we have different ones, but this is the one that Leanne has, and it's 4 feet by 1.5 feet. So, I joked last time that some of the guys in the office, when I visited to bring this home with me, they're in Atlanta, I'm in Nashville, and they like picked it up by themselves, which is goofy. But anyway, 2 people, no problem. When you say, Leanne?
I moved it myself. I had it on a cart because it was the same height as the tailgate in the truck. So I was able to slide it over. Okay. So from the table to the cart. So I didn't hurt myself. Yeah, it'd be great to have 2 people, but really it's a movable piece as long as you're not lifting from different heights.
Awesome. Okay, well, I have 10:20 on the dot. Remember, I'm a time Nazi. So thank you so much for being here. Invite your friends. I want this to be a good, fun time for us. We have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Our next one will not be until January 13th. I want to give you all the week you get back to just recover and get on your feet. And it will be Chris Miner, who is also from fairly close to Leanne in Mercer County.
Very close, yes.
Very close. So thank you. Merry Christmas. I will send out this recording. I will write next week just so you'll remember that we won't be here, and I'll send this recording out. So Merry Christmas. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Leanne. You're awesome.
Thank you, Tammy. Thanks, everybody.
Doodles.
Bye.
I'm going to stop.